Hey, welcome back, football fans, to another episode of Gridiron Legends. Today we're continuing our review of the Hall of Fame class of 1966 with the spotlight on Joe Guyon. Stick around and level up your football IQ as we delve into the rich history of pro football. Okay, let's learn about Joe Guyon. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame as a running back, quarterback, and a halfback. He played 8 seasons in the NFL. Joe Guyon was an American Indian from the Chippewa tribe and was born Oji-Cheetah on the White Earth Indian Reservation in Minnesota. He received only a 6th grade education from the American government. It was hard trying to make something of yourself, Guyon once said. Sports were one of the few ways a youngster could pull himself up. So Guyon did the only thing he could do. He used his athletic skills to gain a college education and a satisfying professional career. After playing on Georgia Tech's national championship team in 1917, Joe signed to play pro football with the Canton Bulldogs in 1919. After the NFL was organized in 1920, Guyon played 7 more seasons with 6 different teams. From 1919 to 1924, Joe teamed with another outstanding Indian halfback, the fabled Jim Thorpe. Both were talented players, but the better-known Thorpe grabbed most of the headlines. The paths of the talented pair parted late in 1924 when Guyon left the Rock Island Independence to go to the Kansas City Cowboys. Guyon stayed with the Cowboys in 1925, while Thorpe, then 37, moved on to the New York Giants. 2 years later, in 1927, Guyon became a Giant, and he played a major role in leading the New Yorkers to the 1927 NFL Championship. Guyon, away from the shadow of Thorpe, enjoyed one of his finest seasons and gained the first significant publicity he had enjoyed since his college days. The 1927 Giants compiled an 11-1-1 record, largely on the strength of a superior defense that allowed only 20 points all season. But Guyon, flashing all of his many abilities, passing and running, punting, tackling, and blocking, played a leading role in scoring the necessary points for his team that also finished second in scoring that season. Alright, I'm so excited to tell you about Bo Mania, which is a collaboration of 5 content creators trying to pull a Bo Jackson rookie card on camera. All 5 of us are donating items for 5 different giveaways. All you have to do is just publicly subscribe to all 5 channels and watch and comment on all 5 Bo Mania videos, and you can win some really cool prizes. I've already subscribed to these other guys and really like their work, and I think you will as well. Here's the lineup. The Wax Pack Dad. He likes to open the best vintage sports cards from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. He likes to open baseball, football, hockey, WWF packs each week, and he puts an 80s flair on it. Very cool stuff. I think I've mentioned him here before. JJ's Vintage Sports Cards likes to open older packs of baseball, basketball, and football cards, and he likes to relive the joy of pulling childhood heroes 1 pack at a time. Bear Cards 34. He's a sports card collector and a diehard Bears fan. He has card collection show and tell, pack opening, mail day reviews, and more. David Ganos uses a 20-year career as a sports writer to help educate people on sports card collecting with a limited budget. Pack breaks, graded card reviews, collecting tips, and more. And of course, the football guy, USA. I like to make this a channel that is all about all things NFL. Top 10 lists, weekly football polls, historical team spotlights, Hall of Fame player spotlights, pack breaks, and more. Make sure you tune in the week of November 6th. I'll put all the details down in the descriptions. Hope to see you there. Okay, so that was everything on his bio from the Pro Football Hall of Fame. But I did some other research and came up with a few more things here as well. So Guyon attended and played college football at the Carlisle Indian Industrial School from 1912 to 1913 under head coach Pop Warner. The 1912 team posted a 12-1-1 record, scored 454 points, and was Jim Thorpe's greatest season. Guyon played on the team as left tackle. The 1913 team went 10-1-1, scoring 296 points. Guyon shifted to Thorpe's place at halfback and was honored by Walter Camp as a second-team All-American. Guyon then attended and played football at Georgia Tech from 1917 to 1918 under head coach John Heisman. For his time spent playing at Georgia Tech, Guyon was a unanimous selection for an Associated Press Southeast Area all-time football team 1869 to 1919 era. The 1917 team went 9-0, scoring 491 points, was crowned national champion, and was for many years considered the greatest the South ever produced. Guyon played right halfback, where he was the team's power back and best passer. He was a unanimous All-Southern selection and considered by some the South's best back. His first run from scrimmage for Tech was a 75-yard touchdown against Wake Forest. Against Vanderbilt University, he had arguably his greatest game, running 12 times for 344 yards in an 83-0 blowout. The 1918 team went 6-1, scoring 462 points. Guyon was used mainly as a fullback, though sometimes he was used as a tackle. He was honored as a tackle on Frank G. Minke's first All-America team. Guyon was also a minor league baseball star. Guyon had previously hit over 340 3 consecutive years for the Louisville Colonels in the American Association, which at AA was at the highest classification of the era. His playing career as an outfielder extended from 1920 through 1936, with a break during his college coaching career. Guyon was the head coach of the Clemson Tigers baseball team at Clemson University from 1928 to 1931. So Joe Guyon, here's a guy that had a 6th grade education, was probably, arguably, the second best Indian player that we'd ever had. Pulled himself up, used his natural abilities, and got into college and really pushed the envelope and found himself a career. And, he played football and baseball, which is incredible. So, very interesting stuff. Here's a guy I never knew anything about. You always hear about Jim Thorpe, but guys like Joe Guyon are very special as well. Really glad to learn about this guy. I hope you enjoyed it as well.